let us know if you can see us, hear us, all that jazz. Anyone in the comments, send us a flag. Hi, I'm Stephanie. This is Glory.
Hi. Yeah, we were just chit-chatting behind the scenes.
I never know how long it takes to show.
It just started on my TV. It just started.
Oh.
Just now. So.
Yay. Okay. All right. Hi. Welcome everybody. Actually, we have visitors already. Here's Megan.
Yay, Megan!
Maggie said that she's dropping a like to go rescue a dog and take the baby goat that was rejected by its mama.
I mean, it sounds like there's drama afoot, but look, the way I feel about the baby goats is I know they're in good hands. They will very soon be in totes in her house, which hopefully she will send me pictures.
And there's you, Rory, and me. Oh, yay. And Renee is here.
Hello.
Hi, Renee. And Phoebe.
Hi.
Hi.
I am shocked Phoebe is here because it is so late her time.
Is she across the pond, so they say?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So she's 8 hours ahead of you.
What is that, like 2 a.m. or something?
Yeah, that's
2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm like, are you okay?
Gloria and me were talking about why I chose to have this time. Hi, Kat.
Hi.
And honestly, it was going to either be Sunday or Tuesday, and this is the time slot I had available that my kids would be occupied by the other adults in the house.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Good night, Tom. Night. And that was why, like, I streamed earlier today, was so that I would then be able to crochet and then have a break so I could eat before this, so I don't have a blood sugar crash like I did last week or whatever we did last week ago.
Oh no, the other time. Let's just go with the other time.
The previous time, yeah. So I didn't want a blood sugar crash. So I have now eaten. Yay!
Woo!
Yeah,
it's 2 a.m. Yep. Okay. Matt, aren't you streaming Stardew Valley right now? Or was
I was
earlier?
just working on that. Or that was like, is she still going? I think she's.
She might be in both places at the same time.
I mean, you know, cats are magical, and they can be interdimensional, inter-platform. Throwing that out there. But I may go visit Kat if she's still streaming when we're done.
Oh my gosh. I just saw announced that Stardew Valley is now a board game, like a tabletop board game.
Ooh, that's cool. I love board games.
It is for the bargain price of $55.
Oh, I am support.
All right, so Renee says she just loves everyone. Just loves
everyone when their kids let her. Nice.
Okay. Kat says she has a sprint going right now. Yeah, it was on one of the news apps that sends stuff to my phone, and that was one of the things that said Stardew Valley board game released today, $55 freaking, and it's like a cooperative, so like everyone works together as teams to like shut down that big warehouse store. She would pay that.
I miss playing board games. We used to play board games with our neighbors next door about once a month, and like it has been a major bummer, the pandemic of like. So
we have 2 games of Yahtzee. We have Sorry, Connect 4, Candyland, Shoot Some Ladders, Cats versus Dog, Monopoly.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
That was fun, yes. Because that's the kind that you can play in teams against each other.
If I remember my last count, we have 7 different versions of Trivial Pursuit.
I love Trivial Pursuit. It's lovely. I love it.
Including a very out-of-date Star Wars version. like
Ooh.
none of it can be accurate anymore because so much in the Star Wars canon has changed since this Trivial Pursuit was printed. But I got it in the divorce, and so I am not getting rid of it because that's a war prize, right? That's something I got out of a war. So, like, it was still sealed. He forgot it. So, yeah. We have played it. We have we got to break this seal because the divorce is final. I have.
So,
yes.
Kat, what 3 versions of Monopoly do you have?
Yeah, we need to hear that. And one version of Monopoly I have is local to our area. Like, it has all the local places.
There's a Monopoly that's always in the Walmart by here, and it's Ben Monopoly because that's where we live. So I'm like, I didn't know they had ones for other places. That's cool.
Yeah, we picked 2 up at a garage sale for like $1 each, and it was like, thank you. So, hey, Megan. Yes, everybody talk about your board games and which versions of which ones you have, because I want to hear all about anything where you have multiple copies of the same board game.
When I met my husband, he had 10 different chess sets.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of chess sets. Were they tiny ones and huge ones?
He had a glass one.
Ooh, I bet that's pretty.
He had a shot glass one. Like all the pieces. He had Harry Potter set.
Ooh, yeah.
That was really hard because all the pieces looked similar.
Oh, yeah. I find that, I get confused if they look too similar.
Another one was Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Which, that one was cool. All right. CB says that I have Super Mario Monopoly, Harry Potter, Scrabble, and regular Scrabble. I also have Phase 10 Tiddlywinks, Avengers Memories, Snakes and Ladders, and Dominoes. What is Tiddlywinks?
Isn't that the one with the sticks?
And you just drop them and you try picking them up without moving any of the other sticks?
Do you know how long it's been for me?
I don't know. I always called that pickup sticks, but maybe I was wrong.
Okay, Tiddlywinks is has little flat discs called winks at a pot, and you're trying to pop the little flats into the pot, I think. That is what the Google says. Yeah, the one with the little.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know that I have ever successfully played a game of Tiddlywinks my entire life, mostly because I'm not good at it.
Yeah, Stevie says with the sticks, it's pickup sticks. And Megan says that she has regular Monopoly, a weird version of Life, and Yahtzee, or however it's spelled. She spelled it correctly. I have 2 versions.
Yep, that's how you spell it.
One has all the dice, one does not. It's okay.
I mean, you can use other dice, you just scavenge dice.
And we also have the Game of Life. But the Game of Life with pets.
I want to say, I'm not sure if we still have it or if we donated it to the library, but at one point we had a Monsters, Inc. version of the Game of Life, and it was weird. Because it didn't exactly follow the original Game of Life, so it was a little bit different, a little bit confusing, but it was still fun to play.
Yeah, the Monopoly with pets, you have pets, and then the different life cards or whatever, they'll tell you what your pet's name is, and it's just another person with you as opposed to 16 15 cats. Ooh.
I mean, yeah, I would absolutely love that though. Flippin' frogs.
Is that like Pogs, the round ones, and you try flipping them?
I feel like we're really out of my game warehouse, or game wheelhouse here.
It was when I was, 11, 12, it's fine. Megan says
the one with pets too.
CB says he says Simpsons Monopoly, but I don't know where it is now. Ooh, that one would be fun to play.
I bet that would be fun. Yeah. I didn't even know there was a Simpsons Monopoly. I mean, I think I'd enjoy playing that.
They based the land of the Simpsons from the cartoon off of Springfield, Oregon.
So,
That's far from me. Don't stalk me now, okay, people? We have RV. We will run.
Yes, exactly. You're wandering. So what are we going to work on tonight? What's everybody hoping to do productivity sprint-wise?
Well, I need to open my project, that's for sure. I literally got done with dinner and plugged in the computer and turned it on like 5 minutes before we went live, guys. So, not ready.
Yeah, you were flying by the seat of your pants.
I was like, it's 6 o'clock already? Oh, no. I made one pot of spaghetti for dinner.
Tom found another, that sounds so good. Found another story that I had literally forgotten I'd ever written. That he was like, I've already edited one round today between, I had a Zoom meeting at 10 a.m. and then the stream at 3:30 p.m. These are all my time. And so I had a break. And so that's when I did preliminary edits on this one. And now I need to add a better intro to the story. And then we may record this one first instead of the other one that needs more sound effects. Because this one, the only sound effect it needs is a tornado sound. And maybe some puppies and kitten sounds.
All right. So are you going to do that one like an audio, like voiceover?
Yeah, because I like having the short stories on my channel so people could just listen to it. I think it's so cool. Like, I like audiobooks anyway, but like, here's a free way that you could enjoy it. You could enjoy it in the car. You could just listen to it while you're doing other things. I like that whole idea, and that eventually I'll have like a whole series of short stories and people could like listen to the whole playlist if they wanted to. I think that's sort of fun. I like that. So, also, I just always wanted my own radio drama show, if I'm brutally honest here. So, I'm living the dream, Stephanie. Ooh, Harry Potter Jigsaw. That sounds fun. The puppies and kittens are super fluffy and happy through the majority of the story. But if you want to know what happens, stay tuned. Give me like another week or two.
Is it a weird Sharknado episode?
No, they're not up in the tornado. Okay. No. It's a sweet, fun little, it's a tall tale. I had written a tall tale from when I worked at the library. And I think it was to give someone an example of a tall tale, how you can have real life, and then you just, do some kind of fun exaggerations, and then it's a tall tale. And I think I had written it for some program we were doing where, we talked about how to write tall tales. And I had literally forgotten that I wrote this, so.
Do you outline?
So some stuff I outline, like longer things or more complicated short stories, which would probably be longer anyway. And then sometimes a story is, just like it's the idea and it's so straightforward. It just comes out in like literally minutes, less than an hour. And then I will sometimes sort of reverse outline.
Like,
to make sure I've covered everything. Sometimes, yes. But I just sort of, if the muse is there, I'm going to run with it.
All right. Okay. So, how long do you guys want to sprint our first time? And then, what are you guys all working on? Let us know in the comments, please. I'm just curious.
I definitely want to know what everybody's working on. If they're working on anything, and you can honestly be playing a game, and I still want to hear, tell me about the game that you're going to play during the sprint. Ooh, it says you can play the Stardew Valley board game by yourself. Oh, yes. This sounds awesome.
Man, that's a lot of $55. That's a lot all at once.
I know. It's so much money.
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Renee says 15. We can do a 15-minute to get warmed up.
Ooh, and Stevie's going to work on Marvel fanfic.
And
yeah, we were talking about shirts that everyone had. CB's got a bunch of Marvel shirts. Renee says, I'm working on my outline, trying to figure out my outline process. Are you working on outline for a short story or like a novel or novelette?
If I remember correctly, I think she's trying to do a romance, but I might be wrong. I don't remember exactly. Megan says she's not working on anything. That's okay. We enjoyed the company. Fine.
Yes, we enjoy the company.
And hi, Molly. How are you
doing? Hello, Molly.
Okay. 15 minutes. Oh, I got a screen share. I'm not with it today. Don't mind me. It's fine. What? Someone has a Sebastian Abigail plushies?
35 each for plushies. Ooh.
Oh, from Stardew Valley. Is that what she's referring to?
$70 for 2 plush. I'm like, oh, it's still my millennial heart.
I saw this T-shirt at Walmart today, and we took a cat. It was a T-shirt, and it had all the Golden Girls all over the front of it.
Ah,
yes.
Well, I heard CB got the Golden Girls tarot deck.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Oh, let's see, Molly's working on work reports.
Yes,
good stuff.
She types up long-winded reports for people. I saw the T-shirts at Walmart, like where they have the novelty T-shirts that have all like the funny sayings on them. One of them was all the Golden Girls on the front of it. Yes.
Yeah, I would recommend. Yeah, I agree with CB. Check Amazon. They might have the Golden Girls shirt too.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
They could be. I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't find it there.
I have no idea, but because like Disney Plus is going to get Golden Girls in about 6 months. So yes, get your affordably priced. Yeah, while you can get it now, before all the price on everything goes up.
Exactly.
I'm trying to binge Golden Girls when I can. It's like, oh wow, I really have so little time.
All right. Are we ready?
I am ready.
All right. Let's do 15 and we'll come back and talk.
Okay. Beepity beep.
How did everyone do?
Well, I wrote like 178 words, but I only kept 62.
You almost kept half.
Yeah.
JB says 336 words, and they said they're going to call it a night because they're exhausted, which I don't blame you.
Yes, understandable.
Okay. Yes.
And I think Kat also headed to bed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because they're going to stream early.
In the morning. Yes. That's right. So then we got started talking about Golden Girl shirt. Oh, yep, there it is. And Renee says that she got 2.5 scene cards.
Nice.
All right. I got. All right. Before I tell you how many words I got, let me just say I had to start a new chapter, so I only got 77 words.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not about the number; it's about the effort.
Yes. Yeah. So 77 words, brand new chapter, and my outline that I have is no longer my story. Oh, yeah. I mean, like I had an outline, and then I got to a point, and I'm like, well, this is boring. So then I kind of like just wrote over the page and drew arrows from this bullet point to this bullet point, and no one's going to understand it except for me. What are you drinking?
It's tea with lemon and ice. I mean, it's left over from dinner.
Oh, okay. Have my.
It looks yummy.
I use bow tie pasta instead.
Nice.
All right. Molly says she finished an important report and 2 other reports. Woohoo!
Nice.
She works for a state, and she works and types reports for a state agency.
Oh, okay.
Renee's, well, I guess, yes, do writing, you guys in the outline.
I think Renee's calling you out.
Food, my writing, anything else you want to pick on me about? Come on. No, it's fine. I have the outline. It's just like this chunk of the outline I thought was just a little drawn out, and there wasn't much. It was kind of boring, and I felt if it was boring to me to write, it'd be boring for someone to read.
Agreed.
So I kind of just like twisted it up a little bit more drama in there. And yeah, yes, I have an outline. I'm not following it exactly, but I did not throw away my outline. So if I write myself into a deep, dark hole of a dead end, I can refer back to my outline and see how can I fix this to go back to where I was supposed to be going.
Nice.
I guess. Renee says that they had tacos tonight.
Yum! Tacos are delicious.
They're good. My kids would have tacos and pizza all the time if you'd let them.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Yeah, but they'll have chicken tacos and beef tacos and chicken tacos some more, or peanut and jelly on tortillas. Like any way they can get it.
Yeah. It's got me thinking about tacos.
The spaghetti sauce we use is gluten free and has no. It's not made with dairy at all. Like some spaghetti sauces have milk in it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I found that out with all my awesome research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I love tacos and pizza. And honestly, taco pizza is pretty good too, frankly.
I love taco pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yep.
My stomach doesn't like it, but I don't care. Like if my husband said, "Hey, so I'm gonna bring you home chicken marsala from the Olive Garden with all that lovely dairy-based sauce," I'm like, "Okay, everyone, clear the bathroom. No one go in there. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I don't care."
Spoken like somebody who really does have an issue with dairy. Aww. There is a local pizza place here, like literally down the road from us, that has a fantastic thin crust gluten-free pizza. Like, and on its own, it is freaking fantastic. But and honestly, even though I don't need to do gluten-free anymore, because it turned out I was having problems with wheat because one of my fillings was leaking heavy metal into my blood, so it was making me unable to handle sulfur. But I've had that filling fixed, and now I can have wheat again. But even though I can have wheat now, I would still absolutely love their thin crust gluten-free pizzas. I just can't afford them because they're expensive.
There's a pizza place near us called Mod Pizza, MOD, and they have gluten-free crust and like vegan cheese and like all the. It was good, but it was just like an 8-inch pizza, and it was like $11 or $14 or something.
Oh wow! Yeah,
I'm gonna try it, and it was good. And I ate the whole thing, and I didn't share, and I didn't care. Because I haven't had pizza that my body likes in a long time.
Yeah.
So Renee, you said you did 2.5 scene cards. Are you doing a romance novel book? Oh. Yes, I just pulled a tag off of my shirt. I did not wear it out of the house like this, guys. I came home, tried on my shirt that I bought, and then I hooked up my computer to do the stream.
It's like trying to look pretty for us.
I did not take this tag off. I took the sticker on the front that tells the size, but this
That's
I
good.
did not. I'm halfway there. It's fine. Halfway, awake, I guess. We've just been running all day.
Yeah, I've been going most of the day. I'm exhausted. That's, yep.
So Renee said she started with Save the Cat and realizing it's not for me. Yeah, I have Saved the Cat, and I read through it, and I mean, I got it after I had the first draft of my first book, and honestly, like, I felt like it was geared more towards young adult books than anything else. But also, the only thing that I really got out of it is, like, I realized that I needed a new first chapter. Instead of going right into the problem, I needed to set the stage of, like, this is what normal life is like before a wrench is thrown into the monkey barrel or whatever you want to call it. Right? So that is what that book provided me. Like, oh, I need a different first chapter hook type thing. But I didn't. Other than that, I didn't really have. It didn't really provide me much other like insight. Um, so, but I have that one, and then I have some other books by K.M. Weiland about how to outline. Which,
Yep, I have that too.
I might try it for my next book because that one will be hard. Because that one I have no idea what it's gonna finish up the series. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be a 4-book series, guys. And then I'm gonna say never. Then I'm gonna say, you know what? Never again. I'm gonna write a series, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna write this one book, and then there'll be another series. Okay? Excuse my language. It'll be another series all over again. I know it's gonna be. Just because I'm planning on it not being one.
Yeah, I've got the Outlining Your Novel workbook from Cam Whelan. Mm-hmm. And I worked on it for my rom-com. And I realized pretty quickly the answer to most of this for me was, I have no idea. I guess I'm not ready to write.
Yeah, I was glancing through it, and it was asking me questions. I'm like, well, I don't know. Or not, like, I didn't know. Like, because I didn't know which one of those books I should get, so I may or may not have ordered all 3 of them.
Oh, I've got all of them on ebook. Tom, hit some sort of special. She had, a clearance sale of all the ebooks, really great price. I swear, I think it was, buy 1, get 5 free. It was something insane. And so he got them all, and we have them all, and I'm like, I feel like Cam Whelan is pointing out how I have so much to learn, Grasshopper. Which is good. But yeah, I have a lot to learn. I still need to work on that.
Well, I have this idea for another series, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be a YA type genre of marketing series. I think it'll probably be more adult because it's going to be a murder mystery series. And I mentioned this in other videos and stuff, so it's not new. But I have a fascination with phobias because I studied them in psychology when I was studying psychology in school. So my plan is to do murder mysteries. So each book has something to do with murders for a specific phobia. All the people in there have the same phobia, or maybe it's just one murder and it's one phobia. I don't know, maybe someone who's afraid of drowning gets flooded in the side of an elevator and they die that way, or drowning, not flooding. I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting to do a whole series based on people being killed because of their phobia. Their phobia is what causes them to die, or they die. Or if someone's afraid of grasshoppers, they have a panic attack because they walk across the field full of grasshoppers. Or I'm not going to do clowns or spiders because I don't do clowns or spiders.
Hypocrite.
Because my lovely mother, when I was 18 months old, read to me the first chapter in the book It by Stephen King. And then the first chapter of the book It by Stephen King, a little boy's playing outside with a little sailboat, and it goes underneath the storm drain in the street. The storm drain goes down, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get." Anyways, the clown ripped off the boy's arm in the book. So yeah, I don't do that. And then my first real boyfriend in high school was like, "Let's watch the movie, and you won't be so scared of clowns anymore." Okay, by the end of the movie, I was desensitized to clowns a little bit better, but there's that giant freaking snake at the end of it that had 50 million pairs of eyes over it. Not okay. So Renee says she goes, I do those, or you don't do those in either? Oh, she doesn't.
Oh, I do those plus snakes.
Oh, snakes. Okay.
On top of what you listed, spiders and clowns, also snakes. I used to. So there's 6 kinds of venomous snakes where I live. 5 of them are rattlesnakes, and the other one is water moccasins or cottonmouths. And I used to be so afraid of rattlesnakes until I kept running into them in the woods and found out that they're big old babies. They really, I mean, even timber rattlers are huge. They're really, really big, both wide and long. And they are just like, hey, how about if I just hang over in this corner of the barn and you deal with the other 3/4? I promise that will be no trouble. And I'm like, you're a rattlesnake. But that's the reason why they have rattles, because they really are not actually that aggressive. Unlike water moccasins, which around here, when I was a kid, would literally, if you saw one in a ditch and it locked eyes with you, it would just chase you. Like literally on a dry land, it would chase you. And it would remember. I mean, I saw the same water moccasin chase the same boy 3 times in 1 week because like it knew, oh, that's the one. It did not chase the other kids. Like it was, a couple dozen feet away. But I mean, like, I was like, that snake is out to get you. And it turned out because that boy had poked a stick at it. And that snake was like, no. So water moccasins are just spiteful. They're petty. But I used to be really afraid of those animals. And now I'm like, it's fine.
So here we have like garter snakes. Like normal garter snakes are fine. And like there's like dry trails by the rivers, and sometimes they're just like basking in the sun or whatever. And then one time we were walking by the river, and my husband was in the lead and I was at the very back. We had 2 of the kids with us. Neither one of them saw this giant freaking snake that was like half the length of Jesse, my husband, who's like 2 inches taller than me. And Jesse had taken his leg and like moved the snake off the trail and onto like down into the water. I yelped because I saw the giant snake. And at that time I wasn't, sometimes I used my cane, sometimes I didn't. So my daughter thought, oh Mom, are you okay? Did you forget your cane? I'm like, yes, I forgot my cane. I almost fell over.
Right.
Like never even saw it. And then like when we were driving through Texas and we were outside up Lake Meredith, I think it was, in northeast Texas outside of Amarillo. I think that's what it was. Like that. No, it wasn't Lake Meredith, some other lake. Anyways, we were driving around the lake and we stopped. And there was like, I want to say it was a python maybe. It was like this yellowish color skin. And it was like this big around. But it was just curled up in the road. And so like Jesse got out and like touched, it was not moving. He was pretty sure it was dead, but it was like almost 100 degrees. So I'm like, maybe it cooked itself, from the asphalt because it was in the middle of the road. The kids never saw it. I saw it. I'm like, how do you not see this giant snake in the middle of the road?
Maybe it's just as well they don't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But yeah, it helped me to like inadvertently interact with snakes, but I still don't love. I mean, well,
my daughter
the non-venomous ones they're okay. Although it's not like I'm like, yay.
I keep on wanting to have the kids watch, but make them watch Anaconda, because why not?
Stephanie.
I'm a horrible parent.
Yes, Stephanie.
So I was 14 when I watched that one. Maybe 15. All right, I guess we can wait until the kids watch it.
Yeah, let's wait till they're like of similar age at least. Goodness gracious.
Well, it's a fun movie. It's not like those snakes actually get that big around here. It's fun.
Yeah, Renee is just like, no.
It was a joke, guys. Come on. It's a joke. It's all right. Do not report me.
I just was like, toying with the idea of emotionally traumatizing my children with a movie.
Why not? It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
All right. If you guys want to do another sprint, how does 20, 25? What do you think, Lori? What do you think?
I'm open to either one.
All right. You guys want to do
20 or 25 is good.
Do 25. I'm doing 25 unless I see someone say otherwise in the chat. Give you 2 minutes because it takes that long to get the comment over to StreamYard.
Yeah.
And my computer doesn't like it. My hotspot does not like me having StreamYard and YouTube running at the same time.
Mm.
It'll lag one or the other. I'm thinking she says I'm game. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah, it is game. Because I was like, I don't know what amen means.
I too am amen. Typo just fine. We're good because I typo all the time.
See, you get it.
Okay.
Oh, I am so ready to go to bed now.
All right, let's get through this sprint, Glory. Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna get this story finished, or at least the next round.
Just take a little shot of espresso. It's fine. Tell Tom to bring you some espresso.
Oh, Tom went to bed. He is gone for the night. He is like no more.
I thought he made dessert.
He did. He put it in the fridge. And that was it. And then he's like, well, good night.
Oh.
He went to bed.
He's always welcome to join when
I'm just saying, he is unconscious right now in his room. Like, he is, there is no conscious Tom. Eve is here. Hello. Yeah, maybe I'll just lay down. I'll just take a little break while we sprint.
All right. So take an hour on me.
I'm literally not gonna make it to the end.
We'll see what I can do. Okay. All right. What time is it? I don't even know.
It's 54 after the hour, so I think it's 6:54 your time.
Yes. I like how you did not do time zone math. You just said what time it was after the hour.
Yes, because yesterday traumatized me of okay, let me figure this out. I need more coffee for this.
Yeah, that was hard. Yes. I was gonna do 6 to 9. I can do 6 to 10. I could probably do that. My time. No problem.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm gonna do this sprint and then I'm gonna go get my dessert and go lay down.
All right.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, I need to rest my back. Yes, I'm so sleepy. I have been up since morning.
Oh, and what time is morning, Lori?
Technically morning started at 8 a.m. and then it's just been going for hours. I'm tired.
My husband's alarm went off at 7:30. My cat woke me up at 7.
There are some people that you're too nice to, and there are some people that you're not nice enough. That's all I'm going to say about your family.
Wait, there's some people I'm nice to and some people I'm not nice enough?
Yeah, seriously, too nice to the cat, not nice enough to the kids. You're I want to traumatize my children forever. But on the other hand, the cat can just sit on my face at 7 a.m. No.
Oh, no, she doesn't sit on my face. She sits at the end of my bed and meows like...
Need to kick that cat.
Oh, I have this.
Did you spray her? Yeah.
I have it on the heavy-duty intense spray, too. Although I think she's getting used to it because she's like, oh, here, let me bathe myself. But so today, I finally took off one of the, window coverings, with the, I don't know, shiny silvery stuff that people put on the inside of the RVs. I took one of the windows, I took it off one of the windows to let in some fresh air because it's starting to warm up a little bit around here. And the cat was really interested looking outside. I'm like, oh, that's put her outside. You know, it's nice out. That cat was like trying to not walk on the rocks outside. And
Yeah,
then,
where I am, it's tomorrow's high is 76.
and then, so I'm like, all right, let's go outside together. So we go outside together. I walk right in the trailer. I put her in the grass, and she like runs to the door. The door shuts. The door stops her because she runs into the door. I'm like, I don't know about this cat being an outdoor cat ever.
I don't think this cat's an outdoor cat. No.
I don't think so. Like,
I don't think the fresh air is doing her the good that she needs.
see this? A
Ooh,
scratch mark
yeah.
there.
Mm.
I don't know if that was from today or when I was trying to comb out the sticky stuff from her fur yesterday from the cat. So, you know.
Yeah.
Glory isn't any because it's next spring.
I'm just gonna like do a quick nap. Stephanie's done that. It's not just me. She's done that.
I have done that. It was on Megan's birthday party stream. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like take a nap, and I woke up and it was over. I'm like, I even had my headphones in. How do I not hear you guys talking to me? Like I'm like, oh, I looked at my watch and like, I got 10 more minutes. I'm good. I'll hear them, and then nothing.
And you were gone. You're just gone.
I was so sad. But I had stayed up all night the night before, so you know there is that.
Yeah.
Yes. Glory. Let's hope you make it to the spring. At least come back and say hello.
Maybe. I'll leave the sound on. Like my speakers. I'll leave my speaker.
Okay. All right. Renee says she's gonna try outlining by plot points. Mine is just like plot points, but it's like a series of like major things that I want to happen, and I just like bullet point it, and then those major things are like my chapters. That's kind of how I did it this time. I'm not like a very strict outliner. I've seen people like have entire plots of stories all over the wall with sticky notes. I'm like, that's a lot of work, especially if you decide that you don't like how you're writing it halfway through.
Good point.
All right. Okay. Share tab, share screen. I can do this. I should learn how to do this since I'm gonna be hosting people.
You'll eventually get the hang of it.
A lot of buttons, guys.
It
All
is
right,
a lot.
we're gonna do 25 minutes. We'll come back.
Okay. Yeah.
Glory will say goodnight before she leaves us. Right,
I'm just gonna like lay down for a few minutes.
Okay. Right. Right. So everybody, let us know how you did.
Okay. beep, 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 beep.
I can never tell if it goes off or not.
You can't
How's
tell?
your- Well, sometimes I hear it, and then sometimes you guys don't hear it. So I don't know why.
I don't know.
Anyway, how's your dessert?
It was delicious. It is gone now.
Oh.
At least, you know, what I had put in my bowl. And I finished editing the short story, too.
Yay!
Yay. So very happy. Good stuff. I even got it printed off. So good.
I'm at 251 words. I wrote 251 words. I heated up my spaghetti. And I got some gluten-free Oreos.
Yum, yum, yum.
They taste just the same. There's no difference.
Yeah. I've had them before. They are delicious.
How everyone else do. Let us know what you did. Ava had a question. Oh no, Renee had a question. Well, she asked me how I outlined. Like, she said, "So how many major plot points do you do?" Because I was like, I kind of just do major things, and I just said it kind of just depends on how much action is in each chapter. Still haven't figured out the right way for me to outline. And then she asked me, so you do it by chapter and bullet points. And then I tried finding my index cards and I can't find them to show as an example. So what I do is that, let's say I know that, look at my first story. So I know that, okay, kids are living at mom and dad's house on one index card. The next index card is kids go to dad's house and mom doesn't show up. And then the third index card might be like kids get enrolled in school. Another one is like first Christmas at dad's. And so those are like the major things. And then once I get all the major things filled out on one on each index card, on the back side of the index card, I do bullet points of the details of that scene or that chapter, if that makes sense. That's how I did it, and it turned out okay. So I don't know if that's how I'll do it every time. But the way I outlined the book that I'm working on now is definitely not the same. I don't know. I don't know if there's like a right way to do it every time. You know. Yes, we all see you got dessert. You got a second win. Woo-hoo.
Yes, I was laying down and then like there was a little voice in my head that was like, "There's dessert. You could go get dessert." And I was like, "What a great idea!" So I went and got dessert, and I tasted it while I was still in the kitchen. Was like, "Oh, this is good!" And I came and sat down and started eating it, and was like, "I think I can finish the story." And then I had to go do some tornado research. Because I couldn't remember what the sirens are called. And so, yeah, the dessert powered me through. It was great, and I highly recommend.
Oh. No. All right. Here it is. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We want to hear it.
All right.
What you got?
All right. So pretend this is an index card, okay?
Sure.
All right. This is a scene from the book I'm working on. Might have been the last book. Anyways, it says Max, and then it has a line, like an arrow, park, an arrow into the mall, another arrow, wander, another arrow, Cinnabon, another arrow, people watch an ice rink, another arrow, and it says Brandon for a name. Like, that was the scene. Like, I can't even tell you how I outline. I can't I'm I'm trying to find my index card so I can show you. So I figured this one thing out, which is the way I thought it was, that led to this new problem.
I mean, yeah, Eva, this is called problems with databases. And that's why when you were describing your situation a few days ago in chat, I was like, oh my God. And I told Tom about it, I think Monday morning. And he was like, oh no. And I'm like, yes. And we both were getting flashbacks of trauma from when we both used to professionally work on databases. And it was like, no, this is a minute. And Tom literally cried out Monday morning, this is a minimum of an 8-hour fixed job. And I'm like, I know. All we can do is hope that Eva will survive this. Literally how we started the day.
So Renee says she's using Trello outline. I haven't used that. I've looked at it. I haven't used it. And Ava says she started this in April.
Yeah. Databases I do not miss not working on.
All right. Okay. So how I outline with index cards is I take this index card here and let's say, like, if I know at the beginning, I don't know, like, I just write a major thing on the top, and then I just set it aside. Another one, like, it's literally one line, like 3 to 5 sentences or 3 to 5 words of a line that tells me, like, the major thing that's happening. Now, each of those index cards could be a chapter on its own, or it could be 2 or 3 index cards into one chapter. And then once I have all the index cards written down, which the current book I'm working on had 63 index cards. It's a little bit more complicated of a story than the other 2 books I've written. Some of those index cards ended up being together in one chapter, so I don't have 63 chapters. So, I don't know, there's really no right or wrong way to outline it. However, it gets you, like, if you want to outline. That was wonderful. I would love that. Because then you can, like, move the stuff around, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I had to do. So, what I had at one point, I think I've, like, rewritten them, but I had them numbered, and then I changed their numbering, so I moved them around, and then these are all characters, and with their important information, like their name and their nickname, because I'm terrible about But yeah, it's like it literally goes. Let me see which way. Yeah, it goes like this, and then this, and then this, and that. And I switched it. Like, I don't know. I worked on this outline for several weeks. This was my NaNoWriMo rom-com. And obviously it's probably not decided yet because there's probably going to be more changes to it. But I then typed it up so I would have it printed just in case something happens, because I've heard this is supposed to be a sketch pad, but I love this. It's like having a mini poster.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think as long as the outline helps you get your thoughts out of your head onto paper, and if you do it with index cards or even with sticky notes, and you're able to, like, rearrange stuff, like, let's say you're writing romance, and you're like, you say in chapter 3 they're gonna go on a horseback ride, and, like, the girl's gonna get a broken ankle or something cliche like that. But then later on you're like, I think I want it happening in chapter 5. You can move your index card in order, like rearrange them, or move the sticky notes around. So that's why I like the index cards. And I might have a few thousand index cards lying around and a few thousand sticky notes lying around. So I think I'm good either way using it. But I mean, you know, some people don't even use an outline at all. They just have a story in their head and they start writing it.
Yeah.
Which is what I did with the first book entirely. But then since I knew it was going to be a series, I was like, I need to, like, figure out the timeline of events and then see what, like, how much of that timeline I could put in each book, that sort of thing. Yeah, I am not the
Yeah.
person asked about outlines, but everyone does it differently. It's like people with all
When I
different sorts of
started
ways.
working on that outline within a week, because I had it in order and I realized, no, this order doesn't make sense. For some of the scenes, since it's two different romances happening between three different people. And it was like, no, they can't break up here. This is weird. And was moving all of the plot points around till it felt like this is how it would progress. And I think that's really helpful to have. Like, instead of having it like in a linear piece of paper, where you're just writing one after the other, but like having card stocks, like what you're talking about, like 3x5 cards or post-it notes or something, so you can keep moving around when you're first working on your outline.
Yeah. Yes, Renee. So, for example, like your scene, and then after you get all your scenes written down on the front of the cards, go back and add other details. Like, if you were going to write a Cinderella story, you would say like Cinderella went to the ball, and then Cinderella had to lead. Like, and then you would write details of the ball on the back of one of those cards. I think the idea of an outline at the start of an outline is just to get out the main things that you know are going to happen, and then later on, if there needs to be more major things or less major things, and you can move it around. I like being able to move my index cards, to shuffle them, and I have colored index cards just because I like color. That's really nice.
Exactly. Like, same. I like color, so I have things color coded because it makes me happy.
Like, I like these index cards because they're actually post-it notes. So like I can put them on my wall. Like,
I love post-its.
Oh, see here, yeah. Is that? I got. Like they're they are people's names that I'm like, oh, I like this name, and I wrote it there. I'm like, stick it there, so it's staring in my face. Yes, color, definitely. Colored paper, colored pens, colored index cards, colored highlighter. I don't have a problem.
I love color. Like, I love, love, love color. And color's helpful for me to keep track of things.
Yes. Like, even in my Google Calendar, I have it color coded. Certain people are certain colors. Like, I'm red, husband's blue, and the kids are green.
Yep.
I think that's how that's how I have it. Right.
Nice.
Are you gonna keep working?
I might type up another poem. I don't know.
Okay. That's all right.
I mean, I have made it an hour and 40 minutes.
I know. It's only an hour and 20 minutes more.
Why does it have to be 3 hours straight? Because Stephanie's an overachiever.
All right. So instead of 25-minute sprints, let's do 15-minute sprints so Glory doesn't fall asleep on us.
All right.
The neck still hurts. Ow.
All
right.
How did bowling go, by the way? Yesterday, right? Yesterday bowling?
It was my first. Okay. If I score 100, it's an excellent day. My average is a 115. Okay. My first game, I scored a 140.
Nice.
My husband barely. He got a little bit higher, like a 156 or something. Okay. I'm like, all right. Okay. This is gonna be my night. All right. Second game, 145. Me and my husband were tied the entire game until the 8th frame. There's 10 frames, so the 8th frame. And then he pulled like 5 freaking strikes out of his behind from nowhere. And he beat me like 60 cents. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So like the third game, we're ignoring the third game. It was bad, but I'm just saying.
Well, at least you got to go play.
Yes, it was fun. It was good. It's always a good time going bowling. But next year we're going to take a year off from league just because we're going to travel a little bit. So, like, we're not going to be anywhere for a whole freaking year to go bowling every week. We're going to go visit all of our YouTube friends. That's what we're going to do.
Yay!
So if you want me to visit you, just let me know where you're at. And I'll come say, hey, or just general vicinity where you're at. And I'll be like, hey, we're passing through.
Yeah, you're going to need to start, like, keeping a notebook or something with everyone's, at least state/town to figure out itinerary.
That's right. Because we all know that Megan's in Phoenix? No. Somewhere in Arizona.
Yeah, yes. She's in Arizona.
Yes. I am visiting you, Ava. That is right. Yes, I am.
Yep.
And we live in an RV. So in a year from now, in March, we are going to take off and we're going to go up through Washington and then across east and kind of loop our way around.
Yeah.
See what there is to see.
Yeah.
That's just me. We made it as far east as Amarillo, Texas. And then we said, this is June. It's hot. We're nuts. Let's go north.
Yeah.
And then we got stranded in the Colorado mountains right outside of Trinidad for 9 days, 11 days, 20 years. I don't know. It was a long time. We learned our lesson. The lesson is the navigator tells you to go north. Don't go east instead. The lesson is don't try to take a shortcut through the mountains because you don't want to go on a freaking highway. Lesson is listen to the navigator, which was me. I tell him where to go.
I hope we've learned the important lessons about listening to the navigator.
Ooh, I like the Gilmore Girls. And maybe I'll watch that tonight and not write. No, I'm kidding. Carlisle Lake, Illinois, or Carlisle, something like that.
Neat.
Wait. Oh.
You got a phone somewhere. There we go. You got a post-it note.
Yes.
There's an RV park in Louisiana called Jellystone.
Yes, there is. I saw it.
Yeah, and it is branded. It is branded with Yogi Bear and what was it, Ranger Mike or something? I can't. It's been so long since I watched.
Ranger Rick, maybe.
Maybe it's Ranger Rick, and Boo Boo and.
I was like, hey, Jess. I was like, hey, do you want to go to Jellystone? He's like, wait, isn't that Yellowstone? I'm like, no, it's Jellystone from Yogi Bear. He's like, what are you talking about? And I showed him a picture. He's like, what?
Yeah, it's real. It's real because we pass the signs all the time when we travel, and it looks really cute. It looks fun. Everyone says it's, not like the biggest kind of park, but it's really nice if you have kids because they've got like a little park, little kind of for the kids to play in and stuff. So it's at least a nice layover for a day or two, is what people have said. But obviously not in the middle of summer because it's Louisiana.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to take off in March, and then we're going to make it back to Oregon every 6 months. Because until further notice, I will be getting my infusion every 6 months from the doctor here. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to travel more, and then my father-in-law sold his house, and he's looking for property, and so probably in a good 2 years, he'll probably have property set up and have space for us to park every so often. So we're just gonna meander and check stuff out. And Renee says I write in Scrivener.
Yeah, I use what is it? iWriter. Y-Writer. Sorry. Yes.
I like that one. That one's good. I like Scrivener because I'm able to export it as to whatever type of file I need. And it keeps the formatting. Y-Writer does not keep the formatting for me. And in my book, I have a lot of internal thoughts that I italicize, that I write in italics, and it doesn't keep the italics for me. So there's that.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem. Yeah, and then like for my short stories and poetry, I write in Google Docs. It's just easier that way.
I wrote my first book in Google Docs, and then I tried writing my second one in Google Docs, but it was longer. And so when it was like around 40,000 words, it would lag. And it would like, I'd be typing and it would lag and it'd crash and it wouldn't save stuff. So yeah. My hometown has a small lake that allow year-round parking, but not year-round use. Have some folks over there until winter to go to Arizona. Yes, I would love to go to Arizona or anything like south of us for the winter. Like, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I would love to have 75-degree weather on Christmas Day. It'd be excellent because I don't like the snow very much.
Well, people are always in shorts on Christmas Day here.
Okay.
Always. For at least the last 25, 30 years, people will go out in shorts. It's always warm for some reason on Christmas Day. Like maybe the day before Christmas, the day after Christmas, it may be like in the low 50s, but on Christmas Day, it's going to be in the like high 60s, if not 70s.
Waitlist is long, but it's $700 a year. Are you kidding me? A year? That's what we pay per month for our spot, almost.
I know that there's some parks around here, like RV type, that are like, or at least last time I heard, they were like $100 a month.
Yeah, ours is well, in May it'll go up to $660, and then that's electricity, which our mortgage was $680 when we sold the house.
And
which is why we're going to travel full time, because it's a lot overall. Once we get this camping pass, we're gonna get a lot cheaper. Plus, my husband has an all-access pass for the national park system, and then there's a bunch of like RV parks in like the Midwest that give you 50% off if you have that. So
that's nice. Yeah, I have my national parks passport, and I want to one day get it stamped everywhere.
I got one too. I think we got it when we went to, where did we go? Oh, that's right. When we were outside of Las Vegas, and we were staying at the National Wildlife Refuge outside of Las Vegas. We were there for a couple of weeks. I got it there, I think. Maybe.
And I collect pressed pennies. So I also, everywhere I can get pressed pennies. I love to collect pressed pennies. I have albums of them. One day when I retire, I'm going to get my own press penny machine, put it on the front porch so people can come by and press their pennies.
I like getting postcards of every like national park that we go to, or like visitor center. Like, yeah, that's what I like doing. It's a little town, it's just a little lake big enough for a little town. The zoo.
The zoo.
Park. All right. Okay. Eva, I will send Science Center, zoo, a couple of museums, all in the park, all three.
Nice.
Wow. With pennies.
Pennies! I know, I love pressed pennies. Yeah. I will go out of my way to go get a pressed penny somewhere. So, like, in Las Vegas, I was dragging everyone who was with me all over because I need to get pressed pennies here and I need to get a pressed penny here. Yeah, and I'm a connoisseur of pennies. The dirty pennies are perfect for pressing because then you can really see the outline of the die cut. So I collect the dirty pennies just for pressings. You know, the older oxidized ones? Yeah, tarnished. That's nice.
Yeah, the zoo out here in Oregon, the Portland Zoo, they let you bring your own food and water and all that too.
We have a zoo here, and it's nice. I I have no idea if you can bring in your own. Well, I mean, I guess I've had my own food and water before, but they've never stopped me. It used to be free when I was a kid. The zoo was free. It is, a few dollars now, but it's nice.
Right up your alley, Lori.
Yeah, pineapple.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a bunch of tigers at our zoo that like to play with toys and things. And I don't know how, but somehow we've inherited a monkey. I can't remember. It's a special kind of monkey. It's not that common. And I guess it actually came from a circus because it likes to smoke. And they have tried so hard to get it to quit smoking. They've tried nicotine patches and stuff. But like people have heard about the monkey that like it will behave only if it can get like a couple cigarettes a day. And so people have like sneaked in cigarettes and like taken part of the tobacco off and then lit it and then flicked it to the monkey because the monkey's behind. But like, so it can at least get a couple puffs. Oh, it is like every time it knows, oh no, that's a lit cigarette. And it's always in such a good mood after it gets a couple puffs. It's like this poor monkey.
Some things inside the zoo cost money. The children's zoo is one, so it's free if you're the first one. You're there in the first hour the zoo is open. So the children may be closed indefinitely for some big changes they're doing, so never mind. But there's also a train that goes around the zoo, which stops in each area.
Yeah, I love the trains. We have a train, and that's like my favorite part, and that's always been my favorite part.
Yeah, ours has an elephant house, and then the elephants come out. Last summer they started, or 2 summers ago, they started redoing the polar bear exhibit. So it's going to be like a whole like swimming thing, like a lazy river swimming type thing throughout the zoo. So that was really cool. We're going to go back once they're done. And the best is the parking. Parking in the zoo is free, and there's a shuttle, but there are 2 lots that cost there closer. All right. Okay. Yes. Ava's on my list. You're on my list. Charlie's on my list. Megan's on my list. Of people to visit, not to assassinate. Just putting that out there, guys.
I feel like it's interesting that you feel the need, like it's important to make sure we know. It's not an assassination list. Like, did not occur to me before you said something.
I like watching crime shows, so that's where that came from. Sorry.
We have a wonderful zoo in New Orleans, the Audubon Zoo, and that is definitely worth a visit. It does cost money. It is awesome. It's something that I try every year to go to, as well as they have the New Orleans Aquarium, which is amazing, and it has a petting animal section where you can pet like little sharks or something. I don't remember. And there's otters you can watch, and it's awesome. Plus there's an IMAX next door, so you can watch shows. It's so cool. Yes, zoo trips are fun.
Yes. We should all like congregate in Louisiana somewhere all together. All of us.
Yes. We should definitely, because like the Audubon, the IMAX, and the aquarium are all like next to each other. Even though these are big buildings, they're all right there next to each other. And so it's just so nice. You just make a day to plan to go to all 3, and then there's shopping. There's also a Riverwalk shopping center, which has cool socks. It's like it has an entire store devoted to socks. It's great. Like really neat knee-high and thigh-high socks, and I don't know. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lovely little area to go, and it tends to get a breeze since it's literally right on the Mississippi. So that's nice. What is a B&BS?
I don't know what that is.
Shopping B&Bs? Is that like B&Bs like a bed and breakfast in New Orleans? I've been shopping bed and breakfast in New Orleans for ages.
I don't know, but now she says she wants to go to the graveyard.
There are plenty of graveyard tours in New Orleans because
she's been shopping for Airbnbs in New Orleans for ages.
Yes.
Got it.
There's some wonderful, fun walking tours, and then I think there's now Segway tours. So you don't have to walk. I don't like walking. I mean, I can do it, but I don't enjoy it. But yeah, like there's some lovely tours, and in vehicles too, like where you're like in the double-decker type.
Okay.
And they'll show you all over, like, and this is where such and such lost his temper and shot a cannon at someone else's house. Like, go on, tell me all the, century-old gossip. I want to hear all of it. That's what I love about New Orleans.
All right. It's almost 8 o'clock. Glory, are you up for a sprint?
I'm up for a sprint. Let's go.
Is it?
Yeah, you can walk around by yourself. Absolutely. I don't know that I'd recommend that anyone walk around entirely by themselves, like at 2, 3, 4 in the morning on the weekends. But that's mostly because of pickpockets, not because of most other things. Like, it's like a genteel crime area. But as I said, there's also driving tours that I would recommend, and there are several places you can rent, those kind of shopping scooters. And I think they're like, I want to say they're like $8 or $10 for the day. But something like that may be useful. Because like New Orleans is a tourist town, so they understand like not everybody has the same mobility abilities.
All right. I'm looking forward to seeing elsewhere. Anything other than brown.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to go traveling back in the Delta again. There are no steep hills in New Orleans. It is very flat.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, as I have been told by several people who like have to use wheelchairs most days of like they really like the French Quarter because it's so flat. They were like, "Yep, we just popped out my electric wheelchair and I was ready to go." And I was like, "That's awesome." But yeah, it's a very flat town.
All right. Are you? What do you think? 15 or 20?
Well, Renee was talking about 15 for the next one. We can do that.
Yeah, we can do 15. I forgot what I said, so it's good that you remembered. All right. It's also pretty flat. Missouri has cliffs and caves. It's a pretty harsh change right around this area. LL, what is that?
I think it's Illinois. IL.
Is that an I and L? Oh, okay.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? Like,
yes.
I feel like there was a feeling.
When I write my daughter's name, people have to ask me, like, is that 3 L's or 3 I's? Because her name is spelled ILLY.
Yeah, I could see where that would be confusing with the way, like, fonts are.
Mm-hmm. Especially, like, when you're typing on the computer screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it just... they really don't do adequate... It's just the thickness. That's the only way to tell.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the lowercase L's are just a little bit thinner.
All right. Okay. Great. Let's do a sprint. Glory, I'm glad you're with us. Are you hanging with us till the end?
Well, I'm going to try. Make no promises.
All right. You're going to try.
I'm going to try.
That's all we can ask for.
That's all we can do. I'm going to try.
Yes. All right. Share this.
The dessert helped.
Woohoo!
Howard on pudding.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Woohoo! We're done. Everyone come back.
He got a kitty. A naughty kitty. Hello. With those little paws. Yes. Hello, fluffies. Toby, alert.
No.
I love the cat is like, I'm not into this now.
She doesn't like Cool Ranch Doritos. She likes barbecue chips and sour cream and cheddar chips. She likes fresh baked fried chicken.
I mean, who doesn't?
Right. She likes buttered toast with jam on it.
Oh yeah.
You know, she is part dog. Like
Nothing wrong with that.
there's been times I've been on the stream and I have my laptop stashed up higher, and I'll have like some food right here while I'm sprinting or whatever, and that cat will come up there and like just put her paw on it and like, oh, it's mine now, thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Okay. So Ava said that she was going to give the problem one last look. If it goes poorly, brain is mush, and I gotta wake up into this tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, that's the life of a database operator. Yeah.
Megan is in Phoenix, and Ava says that went poorly.
Oh dear.
Megan's at something. All right. Megan says, "Our zoo likes the hippo, so I haven't been." Well, that's not the only reason I haven't been. And then Ava asked, "Are you behind on the live, Megan, or just jumping into zoo chat?"
You know.
And St. Louis got a new
yes, I think so.
But in the last few years, penguins are my favorite. And she says she's very behind on the chat. Oh, that's right, because she was watching Gilmore Girls. She probably got
oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, Rory, Lorelai, something. I forget everyone's name. You know, it's fine. Whatever. It's a good show.
Yeah, it is a good show.
Her name is Dove. Like a bird. That's the name she came with. Oh, hi. Yeah. So cute and pretty. I could just stare at her all day long.
She is so pretty.
So pretty.
Poor baby. Like, there's no dignity in this house.
All right, I'll let you go. And yet you stay put. Whatever. She smells my spaghetti. All right. It's not wanting to read from the form.
That's not good.
Literally have this database live and authors input their own stuff, so I did at some point know how to do this part. But I've closed it until tomorrow. What are you? That is not your food.
She's starving.
That cat. Okay, so that cat. If that cat's bowl is like even halfway empty, she'll wake me up at like 3 a.m. I want more food. It's dry food. It's not any fresh just because I put more in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
He's so hungry.
Her water, she'll drink her water, and then she thinks she'll find fresher, colder water underneath her bowl, so she'll tip it over and dump it out.
Oh, goodness. A cat named after a bird. It's kind of funny, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like at a certain point when the database starts causing more trouble than what it was before you started, it's time to call it a day and just come back tomorrow.
Okay, so for one day, Steph, just one day, after you get your food anytime you want some.
Yes, when you can't have food, you're so hungry. The poor kitty is so hungry. It's 3 in the morning. Wake up. I need nibbles. I want a munchie, and there's no food left in my bowl. Help. I've seen people get cat food bowls that have kibble printed on the bottom of the bowl so that, because like some cats, if they can see any of the bowl, they're like, no, you have to get me more food, even though there's plenty in there, like on the sides. So
Yeah,
I've seen that at like PetSmart.
Yeah, they want to. That's what it is. Like if it's any part, it could be full, and then she'd like eat the whole into one side of it. Like
Yes.
and then this is all still full, but if she sees the bottom, it's I need more food.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't
she
forget to
knows,
feed me. It's 4 in the morning. You might forget.
she knows that if she meows pitifully like that consistently, I will get up and say, "What is wrong with you here? Let's get you fresh water and fresh food, just because." So the
Yeah,
first night
she's trained you really well, hasn't she?
I want her to shut up so I can go back to sleep. So the first time we had her, she was like really mellow because she'd just gotten fixed. Like she was still kind of loopy and like just coming off of her anesthesia, like less than 24 hours before we got her from the Humane Society. And so she was pretty calm and collected the next day. And then the true colors showed. Like, let's see here. Let's see. Do you see like this right here?
Uh-huh.
Those are balance. She will climb up here to get the stuff. She'll climb this screen and pull it out. My husband's side of the bed has a different window with like plastic blinds. She'll climb up there. She will climb she will climb up the screen door of our front door.
Mm-hmm.
She will climb and like our couch is a hide-a-bed, and whenever we get home, we have to open the hide-a-bed and let her out. Because she will like dig out the cushions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, eventually you're gonna get too fat and you get stuck underneath there. Then what happens?
Well, you're gonna come save her, of course.
I mean, I thought maybe she would want to ignore me after I'd pinned her down and combed out her hair and cut her hair and pulled the sticky stuff out of her hair, but it's fine.
This guy knows I'll sleep perfectly with him in the garage, so he has options.
Our windows are the original 1981 insert windows. The scratch marks are new additions.
Yay!
Yeah, you still got half an hour.
Yeah, you still got time. We're going to do at least one more sprint. I'm still here. Look, I'm still awake. I'm coherent. So we used to sometimes go up to further north, like about a 2-hour drive upstate, to go visit some friends. Well, really, they were my mom's friends, but anyway. We liked their kids. And when I say we, I mean like in my late 20s, early 30s. So Tom and I would go up, just the two of us, because they lived like out in the country. It was nice. It would be a nice little like kind of mini getaway. And they had this cat that was similar to Dove, like a mackerel tabby, but very fat. And I called her Jabba Kitty because they never introduced me to their 6 cats. So I was just like, that one's Jabba Kitty. And anyway, so they have, the couple has 4 sons, and all of them were, at least 18 years old. So 2 of them had already moved out. And so we stayed in that bedroom that those 2 sons, the older 2, used to sleep in. And like we had like blow up mattresses and everything. No big deal. Right. What we did not realize one time when we were visiting was that Jabba Kitty had hidden away in the bedroom. So we closed the door, that night and went, blew up the beds, went to sleep. Well, Tom was in the blow up. I was in one of the bunk beds. I wake up in the middle of the night and I could hear a tiny kitty version of like literally it's making this weird and what's happening is the mattress, since these were they had bought these mattresses back when their children were young, so this is I don't know how to say, like a vinyl encoded mattress, whatever you want to and so the kitty was trying to climb this bed that I was sleeping on and using her claws and hauling her little fat butt up to get on top of the bed. And I'm just like, whatever, like I'm hearing these weird noises, but I thought it must be outside. The next time I wake up is like, I guess, I don't know, an hour later, and Jabba Kitty is literally sitting by my head trying desperately to lick out my curls. Because she's like, I gotta fix this one. This one is all messy. And I was like, oh, this poor kitty will never learn. These curls cannot be tamed. So that's what I think about when I think about these kind of mackerel tabbies is Jabba Kitty. And she's hauling her little butt up, vertically climbing like a mountaineer, trying to climb this bed. I gotta fix this hair. It's so messy. She had never seen curls before in her life. Apparently, it was like, I gotta fix this poor person.
That is hilarious.
They all had straight as a board hair. I was the only.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, it was. I was like, and when I woke up the next morning, there was the cat still. The cat was literally wheezing. She was so exhausted from trying to lick out all my curls. And I was like, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. We'll get you a treat, you poor thing.
Maggie rescued a puppy, a shepherd husky, born in November, who chewed up phone and DVD power cords while a girl was at school, and he was done with it, so she gave it to my daughter so it wouldn't get put in a shelter. That was nice of your daughter to take it.
And often, like, puppies, chew because they're nervous, they're anxious.
My cat, apparently it's my cat, fine. My cat will, like, find any cord that she can freaking find. Like, she came up and snatched my earbuds out of my hands. One time I was like, I'm like, what is that? I'm sleeping and I wake up and I'm like, what is that sound? What is she playing with? So she'll find pens and pencils and erasers and play with them, or the kids' Legos, and I realize she's playing with my earbuds in the living room. Ridiculous. Yeah. It's funny, but ridiculous.
Yes. I mean, but she would sit like Jabba the Hutt and like just that, hey, and I had never seen a cat sit like Jabba the Hutt before. So, and yes, she was older and had been fed well by all the teenage boys. So, because she loved whatever they were eating. So yeah, I think they eventually told it to me, and it was like Mackenzie. I'm like, that is a weird name for a cat.
We had a cat named B.A. That my parents moved into a house here, and the previous owners or the previous renters had left it locked in the back laundry room with like raw hamburger or raw steak or something for like several days. So we always had it, like they kept the cat, but we named it B.A. for badass. Because if you walked by that cat and you didn't touch that cat would swipe at you with a dagger-like talon. But if you petted it and it didn't want to be petted, then you were in trouble too. So a badass attitude. No.
Well, I mean, like, and I told the family about the story the next morning about. I was like, I don't know the name of the cat, so I called her Jabba Kitty, and they liked it so much they started calling her Jabba Kitty, and she started coming to being called Jabba Kitty. So then they just called her Jabba, and she's just like, yeah, that's my name, Jabba. It was so cute.
So Maggie, whose idea was it to get the puppy? The daughter's or the dad's? Like, did the dad get it for her?
No, I think it was like the previous owners. That it was a teenage girl who had the dog, the little puppy, and the teenage girl's dad was mad because
Okay.
the girl couldn't spend time with it.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering, like, whose idea was it to get the puppy in the first place? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it was just like, maybe Maggie or Maggie's daughter was like, this dog's going to go to the shelter, which I can understand, like, not wanting that to happen.
Yeah.
Although, they get bigger. Yeah, Husky Shepherd mixes have a lot of energy, so you really do have to work them.
Okay, so I was under the impression that Maggie like went and like rescued the puppy from someplace else and brought it. And then she was talking about the girl's dad that she rescued it from. I didn't realize it was her. Anyways, I'm just gonna read this. Okay. I'm worried because it hasn't had any of its shots, so I vaccinated it for parvo and distemper, which are bad in Colorado.
Yeah.
The cat would cut me. Oh, okay. Oh, I read that typo correctly, so we're good. He says they have a bunch of dogs, and this is one of their puppies. Got it. I must be getting tired. It's okay. Who wants to sprint?
Let's sprint.
Okay. How long? Let's see.
Well, do you want to do 15 or 20 minutes? Because that'll still give us, 10 or 15 minutes to chat.
Let's do 15.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Everyone knows our animals live very well, so if they can get us to take them to the animal. And Ava says, I'm probably going to hop out during this one. I'm sleepy and done working till morning.
Well, and Eva, I think, is in Eastern time.
Yes. Maybe. She might be Central.
Yes. I can't keep up. Maybe Eva Central.
Need a map of the United States that has design time zones all color coordinated.
Right, and then we can write
your name.
All the author tubers' names. Yes, so it's like, where are you? I don't know. Yes. Good idea.
The shelter tends to put dogs down after 2 weeks.
Oh, wow, that's pretty fast.
I don't know what that means.
Is that like a sleepy thing? Like where you have your eyes like kind of closed? I don't know.
Oh no! And Pig says she doesn't know what happens to the other ones. And then again, what that means? What's that mean? Oh my god! I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I'm like, is that like a chest and a belly button? Oh, sorry.
She's in Central time zone.
Okay, one day I'll remember.
Writing this down, people.
You're writing it down. Yeah, write it down for me too. It's late for me. It's 10:30. It's late. I've been up since 8. I'm so tired.
Okay.
Good night, Eva. I hope you sleep well.
Good night. You never know. Okay.
You never know.
Let's just sleep. We'll all be here tomorrow. And I got good news. I have a new laptop battery coming. It came finally.
Nice.
My husband will take to work on Thursday and replace it while he's working and get paid for it. So haha.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what time it is for me. I'm like,
All right. Good night, Ava. We'll see you another time.
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to sprint. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Maggie is also ready for sleep.
So let's do this one, then we'll chat, and we'll be done, and it'll be my 3 hours.
Yep. It's the momming hour. That's what it is. It's the momming hour when moms start like powering down for the night.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Here we go. And 20. Right. Come back. Don't go to sleep.
I will be here. I will be typing and editing. beep, 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 beep. Stephanie, you're muted.
That one scared me, and I even said it. How'd you do?
Well, I typed and edited 2 poems this round, and let's see, that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 poems total.
Good, good.
Now, maybe it was 3 poems this time and 3 poems last time. I think maybe that was it.
But still, that's a good amount of poems.
Oh, yeah. And also, I edited and revised that short story from earlier as well.
Busy little worker bee tonight.
Yeah, I love coming on your streams because you take care of everything and I can just enjoy being productive. It's so nice.
Yes. I do find I am more productive on other people's streams than I am on my own.
Yes.
But then usually after I'm done, I'll stretch out my legs and then I'll make up for it after the fact. Because I'm like, oh, that time wasted, but not really wasted. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I love being on other people's streams and they come on mine. It's this nice exchange of we all take turns playing mother, and then we get to let other people be in charge on other streams so we can yes, finally I can get some things done.
Yes, definitely. Let's see here. I think Megan went to bed.
Good night, Megan.
You said woohoo.
Yes.
Will be in the chat.
Well, she's been watching Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. So a while back, I noticed when I was playing Stardew Valley and I was the mouse pad on my computer, I was pressing it and I could feel the seam on the very front click open and shut a little bit. So I mentioned to my husband, okay, so this computer, I got it for my birthday. It's a refurbished Dell computer, and his boss ordered it from whatever place that he orders all his computer parts from. And my husband does IT work. That's his thing. Okay, that's his boss's thing too. So his boss was like, why don't you just bring it in so we can take a look at it? I'm like, I started to panic. I'm like, can you not keep it forever? He's like, relax. We're just gonna look at it before we do anything. We will talk about it, right? I'm like, because then I was like, then I put off starting the second book, right? Because I'm like, what if I start writing it and then you do something with the computer and then it all goes away,
yes.
that. So I didn't. So then he took it in. They're like, okay, we got some good news and bad news. I'm like, I almost was crying. I'm like, what is it? What is it? And he's like, so we took your laptop apart and he took a picture of the inside of the laptop and the battery had bubbled.
Oh, that is bad. That's bad news.
Okay, so it gets even better. He's like, you can. So it was 3 days back and forth with the parts place that's in town. In town, they wanted us to mail and ship the laptop to him in town, have him work on it, and then ship it back to him. Finally, his boss was convinced him to just ship the battery. Over 2 weeks ago, and they just got it today. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm so glad I didn't give you my laptop because I wouldn't have now without my laptop for 2 weeks. What could I have done?
No, that's only one direction. That's not mailing it and they receive it and then they process it in. It would have been probably close to a month. I mean, what?
Exactly. So, so they're like, so the reason it was taking so long is because the warehouse, whoever was in charge of this warehouse was not thinking. Okay, the warehouse where all these batteries, Dell batteries, were stored, it was not stored properly, and the batteries were stored near the wall.
Oh, that's not good. You get uneven temperatures.
Yes, exactly. So all these batteries destroyed. So they had to build a brand new battery from scratch, and that's what took so long to get my damn battery in the mail. No, I'm hoping. So He got me a new laptop so the battery would last longer because my other laptop was on Lenovo.
Yeah.
Not good. Okay.
No.
So, like, it's a down. Like, all right, we're good. Like, it should last. But, like, I'll be typing on it, just not even connecting to the internet. And, like, maybe an hour it will die. Which explains why, since the battery looks like that. So I'm hoping that with a new battery in, it'll be a little bit better. I mean,
I would expect it to be.
It's not like I can sit in a coffee shop and type anyway, as it is. I'm
Right.
stuck at home all the time now, but still, like, it'd be nice if I wasn't like, well, I have my laptop, well, I'm going to shut it down, let it cool down.
Well, I mean, like, look, if it's still a problem, though, maybe get one of those Alpha Smarts, like what Camille talks about. Because it's got such a long battery life, and I mean, sure, you can't do anything else on it, but at least you can definitely type. Excuse me, because I think, like, each file can hold at least 10,000 words, and it can do, like, several files, like 5 or 10 files, or maybe it's up to 20. It depends on which version.
I saw that. I debated.
I would like to get Tom one so that he could keep it in the car when he's doing food delivery. Because there's at least one 20 or 30-minute stretch in every shift he does where he's just sitting in a parking lot waiting for an order.
Okay.
Because people pretty much around here, at least, only order at the top of the hour. And I don't know why. But I've been in the car rides with them, and, like, it's true. Like, the orders come in between, top of the hour and 10 maybe 13 minutes in. And that is it. So, like, if he finishes an order quickly, like, it's at a restaurant near him, and where some people will literally order takeout or delivery, and they live 3 blocks away. But, I mean, they're tipping well, so okay. And then, he's got time. He'll have, like, the rest of the hour till the next order comes in. So I thought about getting him the Alpha Smart.
All right.
So Maggie got 137 words. Woohoo!
He said her HP has done that 3 times. Laptop, electronics, not my.
Yeah.
But my next 2 major purchases, 3. I decided 3. One is going to be an upgraded StreamYard account. Another one is going to be a Kindle Paperwhite so I can read it in the sunlight as we're driving down the street and not have a glare. And plus, I would like it a little bit more book shaped than my phone, like a bigger screen.
Right.
And what was the third one? I just forgot what the third one was going to be. Oh well, I'll remember now. It's fine. Whatever. Apparently wasn't important enough for me to remember. I don't know what it was. Oh well, it's fine. I still haven't found my keys.
Still haven't found them, huh?
Nope. I'll find them in the spring when I do a heavy duty clean from top to bottom. When we get ready to move the trailer, I'll be like, oh, that's where the keys are. The whole time. I bet.
Could it have been the cat?
I have a strong suspicion that is accurate.
So the cat that I told you about, my cat, the mackerel tabby. She did not like my now ex-husband. Anytime he was mean to me, the best we could figure, she would steal something from him. But we did not know this for literally years. It wasn't until he left and we were cleaning out the azalea bushes in the front of the house, like we were doing like a really a serious landscaping job, that we found her stash. She had stolen a pair of his glasses. She had stolen several medals that the military has made. You can buy these commemorative medals. Several of them that he had bought for various missions he'd been on. One shoe, 2 wallets, she got 2 whole heavy wallets out, and they were all under the bushes. No one ever knew. You couldn't see them because these azalea bushes are really overgrown. And I mean, a ton of other stuff. His like favorite comb. Over the years, anytime, pretty much the way it went was the best I could figure, because he would always like accuse me of stealing these things. Of where did you put it? It was always stuff on his nightstand, or almost everything on his nightstand. And it would just be one thing would suddenly go missing. And every time we'd argue, after that next morning, something would be missing. Like 7 years of her squirreling away, having a whole like FU stash. I was so proud of that cat. But that's why I say it could have been the cat, because we never suspected the cat of stealing stuff. I mean, and squirreling it away.
She will legit like come up and like get pens and pencils out of my cup on the bookshelf. With my cords, stick stuff out of the kids' toy box to play with. I mean, she very well could have taken my keys. They're not that heavy.
Now, when the cat was mad at me, she would wait till I was sitting in the living room on the couch. She would jump on the bookshelf, meow at me, like meow, like to make eye contact, and then literally push something off of the bookshelf right in front of me. Like, here's what I think. And why was she mad at me? Every time it was the same reason. Her kitty litter needed to be totally changed out. She was disgusted. And I mean, like, it wasn't like I went like weeks without changing her litter or something. There was like, I think a total of like $40. Yes.
That's a good cat treat stash.
Yeah. There were several like driver's licenses. There was all sorts of stuff. No, they're $20 a pop at the time here in our state to replace it. And this is the same cat who'd been getting out every day when I would go to work or school and like just roaming the neighborhood and then running back in, like trying to Ferris Bueller beat me back home.
That's funny.
I mean, like, she was a brilliant cat. But, yeah, she was up to no good. She was such her own person. But, yeah, she was like, meow. I'm like, don't you dare. Don't you do that. Don't. And she was like, meow. And smacked another little figurine I had on the bookshelf. And that was why I've spent $100 a year to just keep those automatic kitty litter boxes. You know, the motorized, because it would die almost to the week 1 year later. So, like, it was $100 back then, but at least it would keep her from breaking my stuff. Because she was like, "Oh no, my litter has been dirty for 4 hours. You will fix it now, or I will destroy this figurine." Like, 4 hours.
Our cat is so pitiful. Like, our cat, like, when we leave, I have to make sure my bed is made because she still gets like cat litter caught in between her toes and on her underneath her nails, her long nails. And so like, so we got home today because I forgot to make my bed or just put the blankets over the bed, and there was cat litter. I'm like, I mean, it's clean cat litter, whatever.
But yeah, it's still like
yeah, exactly. All right. So Maggie says she had a cat who would knock stuff off because her litter was 3 years old, and she would thump the cabinet if her food got stale. 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that was why my ex taught the cat to talk. Was because so she would be less aggressive. So she had 4 different meows, so I could tell like, is it food, water, kitty litter, or come pet me, love me now, or else. So she quit trying to break my stuff.
All right. Did it work?
It did work. I mean, like, you know, we were able to communicate. This is the same cat that taught my dog how to make facial expressions, how to look cuter in order to shake me down for food. And then they would split the food.
Constantly.
Yes, exactly. That was why I was like, it's worth it to just, at the time I could financially afford it. I cannot financially afford to buy a new machine every year now, so I do not have a cat anymore. When Andy passed away, I let her, you know, I didn't replace her.
Yeah, we had a cat, another tabby, like the one we have now, but it was my husband's cat, and it was like 16, 17 years old, and before we went traveling, we were at the RV park near here, and we made friends with this neighbor, and then we ended up drag camping out on a Forest Service road when we came back waiting for a space, and our cat kept on going into her trailer all the time. I'm like, well, since the trader wants you, you just want to keep the cat? Sure, no problem. That cat would like get into weirdest things. Like one time she got into my nail polish and like broke it in between the wall between the shower and the toilet wall. I'm like, it was like me hungry. Me hungry. But yeah, so then we gave her away and we didn't have a cat for a while, and then I saw this cat that was being given away on Facebook because she didn't have a home.
Mm.
We got it, and it was just not a good fit, so we gave it to my husband's aunt, and it went into heat on her dog like 3 days later. Literally on her little tiny lap dog. She tried getting busy with it. Anyway, this like 4-month-old cat, 5-month-old cat, like super tiny. So I'm like, you know what, we don't need a cat anymore, we're good, we're fine. And then every day for like 4 times a day, an hour at a time, for like 6 months, my daughter would cry because she missed that cat that we gave away, the first one.
Aw.
And then I was like, all right, Illy, we can get a cat. Like, we have to wait till like Hannah's out of the house, and we just want like you guys are older, a little bit, like 4 years from now. Somehow, in a matter of weeks, she talked me down from 4 years to let's sign up and get a cat at the Humane Society. I don't know how she did it. Still don't know how she did it. She's a really good negotiator, that one is, without even knowing that she's doing. You don't even know what she's doing. I really wanted a black cat to name Pumpkin, but she said no because pumpkins are black.
No vision.
Oh, right? I'm like, eventually I will get a black cat. And I will name it Pumpkin. I'll take pictures of it dressed like a pumpkin just for you, Ellis.
Oh, that sounds so cute. I totally want to see pictures of that one day.
It was how I knew hubby was the one. I was the only person in the world she would tolerate, and the first time he took me out for a date, she climbed in his lap. He thought she was great. I almost fainted and seriously considered taking her to the vet, but didn't because she tended to bite the vet.
Nice.
So, here's an update on my body pain. My toe that my husband tried breaking light the other day, like a couple weeks ago, is now better. But now, when he tried karate chopping my neck the other day, that hurt. So does that. It's all right. Both of these were accidents, guys, okay? I was sitting next to him with my feet tucked to the side, and he leaned over to kiss me, and this is my toe, and this is his prosthetic part. And he just pressed it against, so he like jammed my big toe. And then the other day, he was like quickly changing to get dressed for work, and he was standing behind me, but he made sure I was out of his way. And at the same time, he put his hand through his shirt like this. I moved, and so the heel of his hand hit the base of my neck where my fusion starts on my spine.
Oh no!
I cried a lot. You see that in my vlogs I put out today. Maggie saw it. She commented about when you make a plan, something happens. It's Murphy's Law.
Yes, I think that is a law of the universe.
Yes. That's why I don't.
That's why, I feel like if there's something you definitely don't want to do, be sure to plan that. To invite the universe to interrupt that thing, the thing you don't want. That is my theory. Yes, it sounds painful. Both ends. You got you on both ends accidentally.
Not a good day. Yes, she did. See, that's what she said. Because I was doing like a weekend vlog of like try to get 10K in a weekend, and well, I didn't get 10K in a weekend because all this crap that happened, and I vlogged about it. I thought about not putting in there. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show you. I'm not all the time.
Right, exactly. Like,
that's why
when
I like
we don't
watching
try to
people's
hide
vlogs.
the like messy parts, then it also gives everyone else permission to be like, "Yep, welcome to my messy life. It's messy."
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think it's just too much work to like try to appear perfect and everything's going right and nothing's wrong and ignore all this other stuff that's going on in your life. When that's not you. Like if you that's the kind of presence you want to put out there is fine, but that takes too much work to pretend that everything's just fine. The house is not burning down. It's fine. I mean, not literally burning down, but you know
I
what I
mean,
mean. Like,
yeah, it's like it's always a good day, in my opinion, when the house doesn't burn down.
yes.
Yeah. I think most days I'm just like, okay, how can I get anything accomplished? It would be nice if I could check something off.
And Maggie says where she fell in the ice on her hip, it's hurting less.
Nature is healing.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
I thought you didn't fall. I thought gravity was not your friend.
Gravity, like, smacked her in the bum with the ground.
Yes. She didn't fall. Gravity.
It's so aggressive, gravity. Mm.
Yep.
I have mixed feelings about gravitons, just fair warning. Yeah.
Left up a vlog I did when I was very pale from stroke symptoms and the right side of my face is numb just to show I still struggle.
Yeah, I think like we all, like, I don't mean like us as a group, but I just mean humans in general have this tendency to think like, oh, well, this person's not struggling. Look at all the things they're getting accomplished. And it's like, maybe it took a while, or maybe it took a lot of sacrifice, versus everybody has struggles. Everybody.
Like the majority of my vlogs and my videos I do like one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if it's a vlog, obviously it's not one shot, but like I'll just piece together all the pieces and then like I'll edit out the parts where you see me like turning off my phone camera.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. Or, you know, when
Nobody
my child
needs to see that
says
part where
bad
it's like,
words.
no.
Yeah, or when my child says bad words in the background. Something like that. Something a little bit something like that. So I'll edit those out. But for the most part, it is what it is. Like, you know.
Yep.
Most people who watch my channel know I live in an RV. They know I have 3 kids. They know that we're shut down every day inside this lovely, spacious 32-foot trailer, which is fine unless you can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? That's you know, and most people know that we homeschool. Most people know that we have different issues going on health-wise, me and my husband. So, like, if you want to see a picture-perfect family and nothing goes wrong, this is not me, okay? That's not happening.
Yeah. No, like the living room is like full of just all sorts of stuff because I haven't organized it. And the whole time I was sick, Tom would just bring in whatever and just put it down. And then put stuff on top and then more and more. And it's like, I'm going to need to excavate in here. So right now, the living room is goat trails. I am not perfect. I have ADHD, so my executive functioning for like organizing and cleaning, it's like, am I going to use that for cleaning the kitchen? Am I going to use it for excavating the living room? Or am I going to use it for writing and interacting with my new author friend? And yeah, I'm going with writing and author tubers right now. So there's a lot of things not happening. But I think it's worth it.
Or maybe she's crazy that she finishes the project and obsessing about word count keeps her from dwelling on her pain and stroke issues.
I mean, there's that too.
So, like, for example, today I went to women's Bible study at my church this morning from 10 to 12. And the entire time I was sitting there, my leg was bouncing up and down like once in a while I'll do that, and I usually can like focus and like get it. No, it was like the whole time. So it made me nauseous. Like it was rocking my whole body. But most of the people in that group, I'm like one of the younger ones that goes to women's Bible study. Our church is an older church generally, but like when I say older, I mean like they have grandkids or great grandkids.
That's what I figured you meant. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like one of them was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're good." And then this other lady, like she's having like health issues of her own, and she's like, "I should be like you and not let it bother me." I'm like, "Listen, this is like 7 years running. This is not something new that suddenly appeared in the last few months. Just because you noticed it in me the last few months does not mean it's suddenly new. So one day at a time, you know, yes, grieve over something that you can't do anymore, but then figure out what you can do and do that. Don't let it don't pretend it doesn't exist, but don't make it all about what it is about you. You know what I mean? Like, like just figure out what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't do." She's like, "Well, my husband and the cleaning of the house." I'm like, "Listen, when my husband cooks dinner, I leave the kitchen because I cannot stand the way he cooks dinner because he uses every freaking piece of dish in the house to cook dinner, and I'll do like one pot wonders." Or like when my daughter does the dishes, I leave because she is annoyingly slow with it. You know, like it gets done. I've learned to let go, not be so hyper controlling about it. I'm like, as long as it gets done and it's clean, I'm not stepping on anything sticky, we're fine.
It's still a challenge for me to not like get upset with myself that the living room is like only has 3 places to sit. You know, like it's still like that internalized negativity about, okay, so with ADHD, it's like some days I just have only, so between the ADHD and recovering from sepsis, because also the fatigue does come in. As you saw, like I started crashing and then was like, oh, after laying down and letting my back rest for about 5-8 minutes, I got up and I got a little dessert and I started feeling better. But, you know, like that whole between the fatigue and just enough executive function to get any task done. Like, I think it was 2 weeks ago, our dryer doesn't work, so we have to hang all our clothes in the bathroom.
Okay.
And we need to do a load of laundry. So the clothes that were hanging there were dry. And so I took them down. I would prefer to fold them. I folded 3 pieces and then, this is serious. I mean, it sounds funny, but I really did do this. I then literally wandered around our tiny apartment for apparently about 35 minutes, not sure what I was doing, and like a broken Roomba. Just walking around going, what has happened? And I like kept having like these stray thoughts and walking around again, like, because there's a little lap I can do around the living room and kitchen and the dining room area, which the dining room is not a dining room for us. We made it into a pantry, a big pantry with a half-size chest freezer. And I just literally was like walking laps and walking into Tom's room for a minute, walking to my room, walking back into the bathroom, walking to the kitchen, walking over to the living room for 35. I don't know what happened to time. I had apparently run out of brain. And finally my legs started hurting, or my feet. And I was like, let me go back and sit down. And then like realized, wait, I was folding laundry. And I was like, yeah, I'm not up for that now. Let me go watch some TV and just chill because I obviously don't have it. And that was like literally 2 weeks ago, y'all. Some days it turns out not enough brain chemistry to function as a whole person. Oh, well. That was it.
That's okay. Who needs to fold clothes? It's fine.
I got to the rest of the clothes 6 days later. Oh, well. And Tom doesn't even like folded clothes, so for his clothes, I have to hang them. I've got all of these knobs, like on the back of the bathroom door and the back of his bedroom door, and I hang all his shirts and his underwear, and then I crocheted these bags for his socks and stuff. And that's where I put him because that's how he likes it, so he can see it. Again, you know, ADD works. This is how we work. So it's just my clothes and like towels and sheets and things that I fold. And I still did not have the wherewithal to accomplish it in a week. But oh well, at least more laundry got washed because I really feel like clean is more important than not wrinkled. That's my theory anyway.
So the one thing I messed up at the house, well, there's two things. One is there's a washer and dryer, because then I can just put all the dirty clothes in the washer, and then once I got full, I could start the washer, and then I could put the clothes in the dryer, and then just keep the clothes in the dryer and pull out the clean clothes as I need them from the dryer. Never have to fold them. I hate folding clothes. I despise folding clothes. I'd rather clean a bathroom than fold clothes. The same. And I have a boy that doesn't pee in the toilet, so I mean, he does. He just sucks at it. So.
Oh, the aim, because I was like, where does he pee? Outside? I mean, doesn't that get cold?
Well, I figured out, he's gotten better since I figured out what he was doing. He was holding it in, like, his bladder, and then he would, like, start peeing as he was pulling his penis out of his pants. So he'd pee before he was aiming it downward.
Yeah, there's, there's a whole, like, it's a step-by-step issue in part, and, yeah, that's, you know, it's hard for all kids. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be adult. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Even as an adult, sometimes it's like I gotta go, and I like start sitting while I'm still pulling my pants down because it's just getting too difficult to hold it. Of like it happens, you know. So it's like I can relate to Jackson's struggles.
Yes, definitely.
You know.
So I'm like, Jackson, don't hold your pee in the very last second, and then also. Start peeing once you're over the toilet, not in front of the toilet, please. We've gotten better. Although there was that time about the chicken noodle soup in the KFC bathroom. That was hilarious. All right. Maggie says it's okay to be broken. It's okay to let people help and to have clutter because we need to be kinder to ourselves while living in the after of our medical reality.
So true. You're so right.
And she says she'll share her one brain cell with you, and you can rub them together to share a thought.
I love it.
So
I love it. Yeah. I'm just telling y'all can come to my house. We will excavate enough chairs for everyone, but like you will be literally surrounded. There will be clutter that's like, hello, have you met me? So it's like, so yeah, we don't really invite people over, not because we don't want them, but because most people around here are very uncomfortable with clutter. And it's like, I'm so sorry you're unhappy, but you know, nobody's coming to help me organize this stuff. And I only have so much functioning going on every day.
So after I moved out of this long relationship, I moved into my friend's apartment. She had 3 boys in one bedroom, and she had a spare bedroom. So it was me and my 2 younger kids in one bedroom, and we all slept on a twin bed in a very small bedroom. I don't know how. I don't. That like 3 months was all a blur, a hazy blur. It's fine. But I'm just like, clutter's good. I'm okay with clutter. But now I'm like so okay with not clutter. I enjoy living in an RV because there's only so much stuff you can cram in here.
Right.
Yeah,
I've heard that's really effective. Of every time after anyone uses the bathroom, they just put a little clutter in the bowl so the little boys have something to aim at, and I hear it's really helpful.
I've heard that, and I've also heard like a Cheerio.
Yeah. Although, like, for me, we've tried the Cheerios before because, like, I used to be a nanny. But the Cheerios would sometimes dissolve before the kid would go back. So okay. I found that, the paper confetti, the, like, coated paper confetti, like, if it's, like, shiny coating, sometimes that'll last, it'll last sometimes a day before really breaking up. But, I think it just depends on the person and the way the situation is.
I saw on Amazon, I don't know what I was looking for the other day, but I saw on Amazon, like a ring that you'd put in the water to, like, deodorize and clean it. But it's like a ring that you put in there that deodorizes it, but you can also have the boy pee at it, too.
Mm-hmm. I heard about a mom who, she turned the water off, drained the toilet, and painted a fly with black nail enamel. And she painted a couple flies in the bowl, let it dry, and then turn the water back on. And that worked really well because it lasted for years in the bowl.
Yeah, after we spent 2 days unclogging our RV toilet. That was fun. I drained the water and I drew 2 lines in the toilet bowl with a Sharpie pen.
Nice.
To show where the water level needs to be before you flush it down.
That's a good idea.
Not enough water was going down with the stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff.
There's a learning curve. Yeah. There's with the inexperienced or the young, I could see that. Yeah.
Well, because our last RV park, the last 2 RV parks we were at, we were lucky enough to literally park within sight of the RV bathroom. So we only used our indoor RV bathroom toilet during the night. In the
middle of the night, yeah.
In the middle of the night type thing. So it wasn't really an issue. Not much anyway. And then when we use it while we're driving down the road and stuff like that, we get stop, we use it. It would just stuff with the water and it would move around, so it didn't really clog it up or anything like that. So.
Right, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Modern problems call for modern solutions.
So, so my little boy was having issues peeing because he would he'd wake up and it would be at attention. So I said to him, "You need to distract yourself because it was painful. You distract yourself." So
right? Yeah.
Sing a song or think of foods or something and sing it out loud to distract yourself. Okay.
Right.
So several weeks goes by, and we're at KFC, and he goes in the bathroom, and we hear him at the top of his lungs, "Chicken noodle soup, peanut butter and jelly, chicken fried chicken." I'm like, I go in there, and he doesn't lock the door. So I go in there, and he's standing there peeing, I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You told me to sing." I'm like, "Sing if you have an erection going on. Was your penis?" "No, it's fine." "Then why are you doing it?" "Well, I like singing." I'm like,
"Yep."
Obviously, I didn't explain myself well, but you did.
No, you didn't. You did not think this explanation through. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad he was at least having a good time.
Yeah.
At being a kid is rough. At least he had some joy.
Yes. That was I'm
so
taking that
cute.
one to your girlfriend, Jack. Definitely.
Yes, it sounds so cute. And there's everyone going, "Well, he must be having a time in there."
It took me a few minutes to realize who I was hearing and where it was coming from, and then he didn't even lock the door. It was a one-room. Buddy,
it's like you're describing my brother when he was that age. Seriously, it's these are all our experiences. "Oh, he'd never think to lock the door," and I'm like, "Dude," but once he'd walked in, he pretty much didn't even think about the door existing, let alone locking it. In our family, we just say doorways. Anytime it's why? Why did you do this? Or why didn't you do this? Or whatever. The answer is often doorways. I passed through a doorway and the world is anew.
So we taught him to you need to use toilet paper no matter what he did in there, or otherwise.
Yeah.
So then we taught him not to use toilet paper appropriately, and then we're well, you need to wash your hands after you do number 2, so that way when you go to the bathroom again, you're not touching your other parts with your hands. So he would pee, wash his hand. He would do number 2, get up, wash his hands, not dry his hands, or go over to the toilet, and then he would pee, and then he would touch stuff with wet hands, like the toilet paper, like in public restrooms we would go
Oh,
into. I'm
why was the
like,
toilet paper wet? Which is so gross. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm like, why didn't you just sit down and pee? He's like, I don't do that. I'm like, you did until Dad got involved. Like, I taught him how to sit down and pee because, like, he wasn't tall enough to reach over the edge of the
Right.
toilet. But then my husband was like, this is how you should pee. I'm like, man, that's when the peeing fiasco started all over the wall.
Yeah, and also, they found that it's actually healthier for most males to pee sitting down because then they're emptying their bladders fully. And it's less likely to, have problems with crystals, urine crystals, and so on. Like, it's just healthier to just sit down.
Just sit down. Do you remember to stuff, pee,
Yep.
and then you don't have to worry about wet hands all over toilet paper that people think
Yes.
is
Exactly.
Oh, he's
It's
he's
just
my only boy. Got two girls and
complicated.
then the boy. I'm like, there's things I never thought I'd say.
Yep,
Never
that's
thought
fair.
I'd say. Like, get your hand out of your pants. Maggie says once her brother was listening to heavy metal in the bathroom, he headbanged the top of the urinal and gave himself a good whack. Oh. I feel like if you live with boys or had a son, you could write a comical bathroom joke book.
Yes.
Or just a comical, like, you'll never believe what happened. And the other people read it and say, actually, that happened to me too.
Yep.
It's not so unbelievable.
Yep. I'm going to be honest. I have told Tom that if I ever have my way again, I'm never going to have to share a toilet with him, let alone any other human being. But ideally, at least never with him.
So,
And it's not like he leaves the seat up or anything. It's not like that. It's just so we have an in-seat bidet.
okay.
Like has a little captain's whatever, dashboard or whatever you want to call it. And so you have water temperature and then you can bring it up or push it down for pressure. And then it has a second dial for aim because it has off and it has ladies and then it has rectal.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
And we have hot water plumb to it, so we can, because in the wintertime you do not want cold. No. I love him, and I'm going to preface that and say, this MFer will leave it on cooler water and leave the dial on not self-cleaning where it's pointed down, but leave it on either the first setting or the second setting. And so if you turn the water on to get the warm water started, you will end up with a cold surprise. And I will scream into the night because it is so cold and surprising. And I'm like, one time, fool me. 2 times. The third time I was like, new rule, you have to leave it in the settings I want because I am tired of getting punked. It is, I want to tell you, a bidet is fantastic. There is no clean like bidet clean. Oh, it's just so lovely. It cleans everything down there, and then I just use a little toilet paper to dry everything up. Oh, like when I have my period, that is a clean that is just feels right. Okay, it feels right. You get everything truly clean down there every other time too. It's wonderful, and the warm water is just so comfortable. It's so lovely.
But then when it's cold, it's not lovely.
Well, Because if he has it not set to self-cleaning where the nozzle's pointed down to the bowl so you don't get the water. It's self-cleaning, has self-cleaning. And I'm like, you need to always leave it in self-cleaning mode. And he forgets from time to time. So I've just learned to always check it, make sure it's at my settings first of self-cleaning and hot. So I can just lift up and have the hot water start running because it comes out cold first, till it takes a little bit for the hot water to come in. Because I am so tired of getting a cold surprise. I mean, I'm sure in my mind I have the same look on my face when I get a cold surprise aimed at my rear as like that time that my little miniature dachshund with her little cold nose just got the cat right in the butt. And the cat was woo, and then screamed and like went and smacked the dog on the head. And the dog was like, what? Because, dachshunds' heads are the hardest part. So the dog was absolutely unfazed. But the cat after that was always a little suspicious if she could hear the dog behind her. I imagine that was the same look on my face as I screamed, ah! But yeah, I've told him I never want to share another toilet with him. Also, I don't know what's wrong with his gut. There's a smell that's unholy. And poopery has been a relationship saver. Having to live in this house with him. Yes, highly recommend. I'm not sponsored.
My daughter went to the bathroom this morning, right? And I'm like, Ellie, what are you doing in there? And she's like, I'm pooping. And I go in there, and it smelled like pure sulfur. Like straight up hard-boiled eggs and like straight volcanic sulfur. It was...
Yeah.
What is wrong with... What crawled out of there and died?
I literally walked by the bathroom. The door is closed. The vent is on. And our vent actually goes out. And my eyes still watered. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on in your gut, but we need to talk. We eat the same foods. What is happening here? I don't know. I'm like, please, may I never have to share another toilet with this person again. I love him, but I don't love him like that. Those are my life goals, is to get a second toilet in my life in some manner.
I would love a second toilet. So, yeah, I don't really clean the toilet. Jackson cleans it. I just tell him where to... Like, I spread the chemicals on there, and then I make sure he's, like, properly, washing it off.
Mm-hmm.
I can get down and clean behind it. I'm like, that is dried yellow piss. And guess what? I watch Dad pee sometimes, and he knows how to aim.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the girls, if we were peeing behind us like that, we would have some
something would be very wrong.
Medical problems. So
it would be a medical emergency if you were peeing, if you were able to reach there with your lady bits.
Right. So I'm like, you get to clean it. Every time
so
you clean it.
I'm divorced from him, so I'm going to tell on. So my ex, back when we were married, we only had one toilet in our house, as it was a really old house that had an outhouse until 1963. And then when the previous owners, the husband's father died, they put the bathroom on the back porch. And then they built later up around. Anyway, I know all this because I actually met these people. Well, anyway, they came to the house one day. And so I was like, tell me all about it. But anyway, so we just had the one toilet. And about a year into living there, and it was a really old house. The house was like over 120 years old at the time. And this was 15, 20 years ago. I noticed that, because I would clean the toilet pretty regular, and I mean like weekly, if not sometimes more often. The toilet bowl in the front was stained yellow, and no matter what I did, I could not get this to truly scrub off. And after about another 6 months, I noticed that the finish You know, the shiny finish on porcelain? Should I wait? It is a man thing, and when the dog will leave the room, you know it's bad. Yes. My dog used to get so upset with Tom. I'm like, how dare you? She was so offended. It's so hilarious to see a dachshund offended. I mean, it's my favorite. I used to love the look on her face. She's like, And she would get up and literally walk out of the room. And I'm like, this from the wiener with the farts. Okay, whatever. Okay, you back? Okay, so anyway, about another 6 months in, so we'd been living in the old house. We were renovating it. So about 18 months in, I noticed that not only was it yellow, and no matter how much bleach or whatever, it really wasn't coming out. And it was like right in the front, not on the seat, on the bowl. Number one, the stain was getting longer, even though I was cleaning the outside multiple times a week. And it was starting to eat into the finish on the porcelain. As I said, I don't know how old the toilet was, but I really honestly wonder if it was like original to when they installed the toilet in 1963. It was my now ex. I was like, we have to talk. And he tried to blame Tom. And I'm like, Tom doesn't come often enough to the house to use our one toilet. But you are here all the time. Dude, you are like, you are dribbling so much, it's made it almost to the floor now. The stain has made it almost dripping down the bowl to the floor. And it's now eating away the porcelain finish. Porcelain glaze, I guess. Yes. I was like, again, what are you eating? What are you drinking? What is happening in those kidneys?
That's pretty potent there.
I literally we eventually got a professional plumber. We found somebody who'd actually work on the house because, what was it? The gas pipes were lead and the gas pipes were copper and the water pipes were lead, which is literally the opposite of what you want. You want, you want copper water pipes and you want lead gas pipes. And they were like, you're going to have to. So I had the gas removed because we couldn't afford to renovate the gas line. So I had an electric stove. But we got a professional plumber from California. You know, they have to go through a lot of education and certification. And I asked him, is there anything I can do to bleach this porcelain and like refinish the glaze? He's like, I've never seen this. I don't know how this is humanly possible. I felt so vindicated. I was like, Calvin, you can stay. I put Calvin in my phone. Let's see, Maggie said the fart monster Roddy will sit up and look at my hubby like he offended him. I love it. So my mini dachshund used to fart in her sleep, wake up, and then blame whoever was closest to her and get offended and leave the room.
That's hilarious.
Like, ma'am, you woke yourself up with that fart. That's not us. She wake up from a dream?
No, they're getting ready for bed. They watched 2 movies.
Ooh.
Yeah, she picked out The Sphere. And then they watched Nanny McPhee and The Big Bang.
Oh, nice.
It's a little bit of a sad ending.
Oh.
Because Nanny left. I haven't watched that show.
Doesn't she leave at the end of every movie, Nanny McPhee?
I think so, yeah.
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 I think it's a book series, too. If I remember correctly, it's a book series.
Oh, okay. She let me alone for almost 4 hours. I'm, she missed me.
Yeah, she needs her cuddles before she goes to sleep.
Yes. I did not birth her. I cloned myself.
Look at that face.
All right, Ellie. right. Once you get finished getting ready for bed, and I'll come give you a hug once I'm off. Okay? Yeah. Oh. 9:45. So probably not. Okay. Okay. Why don't you ask Dad? If you don't like the answer, just ask Dad, and go with whatever he says.
So I'm just saying, feel free to at any time tell anyone, look, you don't have men whose pee is literally eating through porcelain. I bought a new toilet. That was the only solution, because the plumber's like, I've never seen this and I don't know how. He brought a couple chemicals, but nothing really worked. So we've got a new toilet. I just felt that was very impressive.
That is really.
So, yeah. It says a lot about my ex, I'm just saying.
At least your ex never peed his pants because he was too drunk to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I don't think he actually ever did. No.
Repeatedly in front of his mother when she would come
home. That's awkward. That's so much to unpack with that.
But like, you're not coming to family dinner, you're staying home. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Hence the many factors going into him being.
When my ex would get drunk, he, however, would drunk dial his mother.
Oh no.
Every time.
And say what?
They would have loving conversations.
Loving conversations?
They would tell each other how much they love each other and miss each other. And yeah, like every time he got drunk, he wouldn't tell me. I was right there. We were married 11 years and we were together 13 years. He would call her. He was in the military. When he would get drunk while away on a mission, he would call her. I'd have to call her to find out if she had heard from her lately, because I hadn't heard from him for days. And this was really before text messaging. We were really texting.
Yeah. So my ex, he went in the Navy when he was 17, and he would call home all the time and talk to his mom about his conquests in detail.
Oh, wow.
So much so that she made the rule: do not call here after 9 o'clock ever, unless it's an emergency to everybody.
Yikes. My ex, his mother encouraged the calls.
You always go with that when you have to stay close?
No, I don't. I just did it tonight. Finish getting ready for bed, please, Jack.
The relationship was mutual with him, and I did not realize this till after I married him.
Okay.
It would have informed certain decisions. But then once I was married, I was like, look, I made a commitment. In my defense, I was very young. I met him when I was 19. I married him when I was 21. I don't know any 21-year-olds that I like think, oh, they always make good decisions, let alone life decisions. And I'm like, yeah. And then we were together for a total of 13 years. As I said, I met him when I was 19. And the nicest thing he ever did was leave me. I'm quite grateful. The second nicest thing he ever did was he gave me the mini dachshund. Because I wanted a child. And he did not want children, so I got a mini dachshund. And I'm glad we didn't have kids together after all.
Yes, that always complicates things.
I'm really glad that I don't have to explain to a child why their father does not act like a loving parent.
Yeah.
So, even though I really wanted children, I would not want to bring children into that kind of situation. So, versus the dog understood. But yes, that is what it is. Well, it is nearly midnight here, so maybe we should wrap it up, or at least I should maybe wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up. I gotta.
Oh, okay.
I've been sitting here for too long anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Fresh out. Anyway.
I know, and all this talk about toilets, I'm like, I could go pee.
I might need to pee soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Properly. Not destroying the porcelain.
Yeah. I do not have an aiming problem because I know how to sit.
Do you want to do any outro talking thing about you, Glory?
Well, I think it's just you, me, and Maggie, but hi. I have a channel called Glory Writes the Blues, and I do regular programming on there, and you should totally check it out if you've made it this far into the replay. We're a hoot.
All right. Hey, if you made it this far and watching the replay, you have guts and determination and you're stubborn, or you might just find this funny. Either way. I'm Stephanie, which you should know if you're watching this on my channel. But you may not know I have 2 books out. One came out in October, which kind of looks like this. And then another one came out a week ago, which looks like this.
Very nice, very nice.
And they're both available on Amazon as paperback, ebooks, pretty much anywhere you could get an ebook from. I am trying to make more vlogs to show how unperfect my life is, but I still keep going forward.
That perfection keeps shining through, Stephanie. That perfect life of yours, you try to obscure it, but it keeps shining through.
Exactly. Let's see here. For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to get a vlog out on Monday morning and a vlog out on Thursday or Friday. I do live time reviews on Friday evenings. And I'm on people's channels, like Glory's on Mondays while she does Awkward Autism Sibling Hour.
Yep.
Yes. I think that's it. We're going to go now. Bye.
Bye-bye.